Hello, everyone, and welcome to my review um, and discussion, review/discussion, however you want to go with it, of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So here we are, 6 episodes. Now, this season has 6 episodes, and yes, I will be going into spoilers. I'm just letting you guys know right off the bat that yes, this show will contain spoilers. So not a whole lot, but there will be some. So if you haven't seen the last episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the finale, I'm just letting you know that this review, what we're going to be talking about, will contain spoilers. So you have been warned. Spoiler alert. So the Falcon and the Winter Soldier takes place 6 months after being handed the mantle of Captain America at the end of Avengers Endgame. Sam Wilson teams up with Bucky Barnes in a worldwide adventure that tests their abilities and their patience. And a lot of things is happening in this show. So we got a new Captain America, Wyatt Russell, from who you might remember from the movie Overlord, um, is playing John Walker, aka U.S. Agent. So I was really excited when I heard about John Walker, U.S. Agent, being in it. Yes, I am. I do know who U.S. Agent is. I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You remember that game? I love that game. That game brings so much nostalgia. The first one that came out like 2000. That game came out in 2006. But yes, U.S. Agent is one of the skins for Steve Rogers' Captain America. It's like the third. It's the third skin you unlock. But anyway, we're not here to talk about. I'm getting a little bit off topic. We're not here to talk about that Marvel Ultimate Alliance, that video game. But we're here to talk about the show. So we got a lot of things is going on. We got the United States government has officially has officially welcomed and brought a new Captain America, John Walker, and of course a lot of people. A lot of reactors, including me, were like, "What? Really?" For me, when the second episode started, the first episode was basically, just the first episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's Sam and Bucky haven't met each other. I mean, Sam is going on these aerial missions. He's doing his own thing. Bucky's over here. Meanwhile, Bucky is over here. He's having therapy. He's having nightmares that he's trying. He's having these nightmares. He's going to therapy. He's going to this like restaurant where he meets this old man. I forgot the old man's name. Nagashima. But yeah, it was a little bit cute. It was a little cute and sweet to see Bucky trying to going back into it. Trying to have a normal life, because if the movies, Bucky has been from one battle. I feel bad for Bucky because in the movies he's gone from one battle to another, and he doesn't have like this. He doesn't have a time to like just sit down and catch his breath. It's like, no, I gotta go get back into a fight. So it was nice to see him, sit back, relax, and go on this date with this cute Asian girl. So I did think she was cute. But anyway, so at the end of the first episode, the government has officially called out, officially made a new Captain America, John Walker, and a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of hardcore Steve Rogers Captain America fans were like, "Fuck no." And then in the second episode, we get introduced to John Walker. It was his origin, but then finally Bucky and Sam actually meet together in the second episode, and we also get to meet the villains of the group, the villains of this TV show. of the show, and they are the Flag Smashers. I'm probably like one of the few people. I'm like one of the few people who actually know the character Flag Smasher. So yeah, it's very, and it is, she is played, and the leader of the Flag Smashers is Carly Morgenthau, played by Erin Kellyman, who you might remember from Solo, a Star Wars story. Um, and she's the leader of the Flag Smasher, who's like this anti-patriotism group who are enhanced with the recreation of the super soldier serum, and they believe that the world was better during the blip. And they're fighting for open national borders and all that. And the thing about the villain of this, the thing about the show, I'm not gonna go into detail on like every single episode, but like, the thing about the villains of the show: John Walker, Carly Morgenthau, Zemo. It was so awesome, and I was so happy that Zemo came back and he wore his traditional comic book purple mask, from the comics. It was amazing to see that mask. I love seeing Zemo, but the thing is, Carly, John, all of these antagonists, they are antagonists, but you can see why they believe. You understand what they're coming from. It's basically what I'm trying to say. You understand what they're coming from. You understand their motives, their beliefs, why they are why they believe in this way, why they think this is the right way, why they think this is the wrong way, all of that. They're not like villains, I want to take over the world, or I want global domination, I want money. They're not your cliche, stupid, shitty villains. You understand what they are. They're just people. Deep down, these villains are just people, human beings. They're not aliens from another planet. They're human beings with their own ideas, with their own motives, and of course, it's a bit dark, but that's that. And the thing that I want to talk about John Walker, I don't understand why people are hating him. Like, when I watched the second episode for the very first time, when we got introduced to John Walker, we see his best friend, Lamar Hoskins. We see his, I thought it was his girlfriend. I thought it was his girlfriend, but no, it's his wife. We see his wife. We see his, he's a good man. I don't know why people hate John Walker. Like, I guess they don't really want anyone else to take over the mantle of Captain America. They're like, that shield belongs to Sam. Steve gave that shield to Sam, no one else. Maybe that's why they hate John Walker, because that shield doesn't belong to him, it belongs to Sam. And, something I forgot to mention, like, in the beginning of the first episode, we deal with the aftermath of Endgame, but also Sam turned in the shield decided that, you know what, I'm gonna turn the shield over to the government and the Smithsonian, which they handed over to the new Captain America. I guess maybe that's why people hate John Walker. It's not because, it's not. I think it's only because no one else. Is because they don't really want anyone else to be Captain America. They just want Sam. But I'm like, come on. Come on, man. Come on. John is a good man. He's a fucking U.S. Army soldier. He's a captain, or he said, I believe he said, I used to be a captain, or something like that. But anyway, he was a captain of the U.S. Army, which means that he's fought for this country. Like, give this guy some respect. Give this guy some respect. just back off, stop bullying him, stop hating him, just back off. It really did piss me off to see, I watching all these reactions and having them all like ignoring these valuable traits that I admire, that I love about John Walker, and just go straight to hating him because he's not Captain America. He's not worthy of the name. It makes me sick. It really is pathetic seeing people hate John Walker just because he's not worthy of being John Walker, because he's not worthy of being Captain America. I'm like, come on, back off. This is a good man. He's fought for this country. He's fought for America. He's a U.S. Army soldier. Come on. It just makes me sad to see like people just don't want anyone to be Captain America, just Sam. It's just ugh. But anyway, Sam and Bucky meet each other in the second episode. But in the third episode, I didn't really like. This show isn't flawless. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier isn't flawless. Specifically in episode 3. Episode 3 is when I talked about episode 2. Yeah, episode 3. Episode 3 is, in my opinion, it's like the worst episode out of the entire show. Like it is the worst episode of this season. I don't know if it's been renewed for second season. I looked it up on Wikipedia. I looked it up on Wikipedia. The show hasn't been renewed for a second season, but yes, I do know that that Captain America 4 is currently in development, and it's going to be a continuation of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the writers of this show are coming back for the fourth Captain America movie. And I have to assume, and we all have to assume, that the fourth Captain America movie is going to feature Sam Wilson, maybe, and potentially, most likely, Bucky too, maybe U.S. Agent. But anyway, the third episode I feel like was the weakest episode. I mean, like, there's so much like conveniences and coincidence in that third episode. There's so much, like I said, there's like so much conveniences and so much coincidence in that third episode, and I'm like, really? Wow, okay. It's like Sam and Bucky's like, okay, we need to go here, and then Zemo's like, we need to go here, but how? And then Zemo's like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know where we need to go. I know who we need to talk to. It's like, okay. Now you can, make an argument that, during this time, Zemo already has connections, but it's like, really? But it's like, I don't know. It just felt like the third episode really felt like there's like too many conveniences and too many coincidences. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the third episode. Except the only thing I liked about the third episode, and I'm pretty sure all of us agree with it, is the part where Zemo was dancing in a club. That was amazing. Zemo dancing, and then Marvel releasing like a 1 hour version of him just dancing, like a 1 hour loop of Zemo dancing in the club. That was just beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful, and that was art. But yeah, that's the only thing I liked about the third episode. But yeah, in the third episode, we do get introduced to. We not introduced, but we did get the return of Sharon Carter after a long. We didn't see her for until Civil War, since Civil War. So it's been a long while, and plus the whole 5 year gap. Excuse me. So yeah, it's been a really long time since we've seen Sharon. So yeah. And then it was great to see Batroc again from the Winter Soldier. Um, so it was, it was great. It was great to see. It was great to see all these returning characters from the past movies, whether they're supporting characters or they're secondary villains, come back, uh, come back in this show. So yeah, it was great. The fourth episode. So like episodes 1 to 3, there were some moments in all 3 episodes that I really did like I really did enjoy, but nothing in the first 3 episodes where I just where I just jumped out of my chair and just screamed in excitement and joy and enthusiasm. Nothing really did until episode 4. Now episode 4, I didn't really like episode 4. I didn't like jump out of my seat, or I wasn't like I wasn't jumping out of my seat, but I did yell out, "No way." Like I screamed, "No way." At the end of episode 4, where Lamar got killed by Carly, and then John chased after, like he ran after one of the Flag Smashers and then killed him in front of a crowd of people. Like they were all videotaping Captain America killing killing this guy. Now that's an international problem right there. And then the blood on the shield. Oh my god, the blood on the shield. That is such a dark, symbolic image that is like great, that's like fused into my mind. Like, oh my god, that is such a powerful imagery right there. The blood on the shield, it was like, no way. No way. And it was also, and also in episode 4, we did get introduced to the Dora Milaje, or not, the reintroduction to the Dora Milaje. And it was Ayo, or it's not Ayo. I think it's Ayo. Bucky said Ayo, pronounced her name Ayo, who's like I guess the second in command, or like a member of the Dora Milaje. But yeah. Oh my god. Episode 4 was amazing. So yeah, the first 3 episodes wasn't that amazing. It was it was really good, but it wasn't amazing. But episode 4, and not just the end of episode 4 where John killed that one Flag Smasher, who, by the way, said earlier in the episode that he was a fan, that when he was a kid he was a huge fan of Captain America, and to get killed by Captain America's shield, that was just, oh my god, that was so sad. That was so sad. Getting killed by the same weapon that your hero was carrying. Now granted, it's not, now you can make an argument like it's not he's a huge fan of Steve's cap, not John's cap. But anyway, the mantle, Captain America, not the person who was holding him. You can make an argument about that. But it wasn't about the end of the episode. It wasn't just the end of the episode with the blood on the shield, but it was also like in the beginning of it was like the beginning and the middle of the episode where Zemo and Sam and Carly, they were all having their own little philosophical debates. Like, is this what you really like? Is this what you really want? Is this how you really think? Like, they were going back and forth, arguing with each other. Like, it was so compelling. It was so interesting to see him. To see these debates that all of these characters are having against each other. It was fascinating. Action is great. But dialogue is also great. Can also be great. Maybe not better, but it can also be as great as the action. So that's my opinion. But yeah, and then episode five kind of felt like a step back. Like it's opened up, like Sam, Bucky, and John were Sam and Bucky against John, um, against like hot-headed like on a rampage John Walker. That was an amazing fight scene. But then episode five, he got stripped the mantle of Captain America, and now he is now the U.S. agent in episode six. He got stripped the mantle. So he's not Captain America anymore. So John isn't Captain America anymore. The senator, the council, I don't know if it was the council or the Congress or whatever, the government, the United States government, they took the mantle of Captain America away from John, so he's no longer Captain America. He has his costume, he has his Captain America costume, but not the name Captain America. That mantle is taken away from him, so he's just a guy. So now he's just John Walker. Episode five was a little bit of a step back, but I kind of like it. I kind of liked it because we had so much action, so much great stuff. It was nice to see. It was nice to have a little step back, a little breather. Sam practicing with the shield in his backyard, and then Sam and Bucky helping fixing the boat, and then having the whole community helping out with his sister, his nephews. It was amazing. It was an amazing family moment. It was an incredible family moment in episode 5. But then at the end of episode 5, oh my god, when Sam... But then episode 6, oh my god. Episode 6, I mean, I got spoiled. Let me say this right off the bat. I got spoiled with episode 6 of Sam's Captain America costume. There was a toy leak. There was a toy that came out before, I think I don't know if it was before the Falcon the Winter Soldier, before I don't know if it was before the show premiered or if it was in the the first 2 episodes, or when the two episodes were released. But in the beginning, all right, in the beginning of the show, I went on to Google, and which you should never do, but there was a toy that came out. There was it was a Marvel Legends toy, a toy leak, and one of the toys was Sam's Captain America costume. It looked amazing, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe we're gonna see that on the big screen. So yeah, so be careful when you look something up, because there is a possibility that you will most likely get spoiled. So yeah, I'm pretty sure all of you know that. I shouldn't be telling you this. All of you should know that the internet is filled with so much information, and some of those informations can be very harmful or very spoilers or contain spoilers in this case. So just be careful in the future, because I already knew what the costume looked like. So I already knew what the costume looked like because of the toy leak. When I actually saw him in the Captain America costume and in action and fighting Batroc and these Flag Smashers, it was amazing. I didn't really care about it. It looked amazing. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. I was screaming like a little kid. So yeah, it was awesome. It was amazing to see him in that costume. But yeah, and also going back to John Walker, he has a little redemption arc. he had a redemption arc. I felt like he didn't get fully redeemed, but he was in the beginning stages of his redemption arc. This is the beginning. This is John Walker's beginning, the beginning of his redemption arc, as the U.S. agent. So it was awesome. It was awesome, and his U.S. agent costume. I mean, it was his blue. I mean, it was his Captain America costume, but but like he said in the episode, it's just more black. It's just the same, but it's just more black. The star isn't on his forehead. He looked amazing. And I really want to cosplay as him. But yeah, it was great. It was great. Oh man, I could go on and on and on. But I guess the one character that I haven't really talked about in this episode, and I feel like now is the perfect time to talk about it. Save the best for last, as the saying goes, is the character of Isaiah Bradley, played by Carl Lumbly, who is the voice of Martian Manhunter, the voice of Martian Manhunter in my childhood Justice League cartoon. He also was Martian Manhunter's father in a Supergirl TV show, so it was amazing. So Martian Manhunter. So Isaiah Bradley I feel like he is a very important character in this show. Like, I thought we were going to see him only in one episode, but no, we saw him come, we saw him again. And he is the character of Isaiah Bradley is a very important character. He is an African American Korean War veteran and a super soldier who was imprisoned and experimented on for 30 years. They were taking his blood. I don't know who died when he was in jail. I don't know if his wife died when he was in jail. But it was, and I think I believe it was his wife. His wife died when he was still in jail. Her letters never got to him. That was so sad to hear him. And his truth, his honesty discussion with Sam in near the end of episode 5, that they will never let a black man be Captain America, let alone a self-respecting black man, something like that. Correct me, the right saying, but yeah, something like that. And I was like, oh my God, I hate that. I hate that line, but it is so true. The country that we live in is filled with racism. It's filled with discrimination. A lot of these horrible things. And to let a black man be Captain America, that's very risky. It's like when his dialogue with Sam, his discussion with Sam, it was heartbreaking, but so true. So true. And then at the end of episode, episode 6, I didn't cry, but I felt but my heart did break a little. When Isaiah, did break a little, but in a good way. It was not heartbreaking, more like heartwarming, when Sam took Isaiah and his Eli, his grandson, to the Captain America Smithsonian, and then he brought them to this one section of the Smithsonian that was dedicated to Isaiah Bradley. He had the statue. I don't know if I assume, or I shouldn't assume, but I think perhaps maybe Sam contacted to the person who's in charge with the Smithsonian and say, hey, can you do me a favor and can you set this up for a friend of mine? So he got a statue, and then Isaiah hugged Sam, and the look on his face, thank you. He didn't say it out loud, but his face says it all. Thank you so much, brother, for doing this to me, for doing this for me. And it was, Oh my god, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. If it kept going on a little longer, I might have cried, but I'm just glad. I'm just glad. I'm just so happy for Isaiah, and I'm so happy that Sam went back to the old man from the first episode and confided in him, that he's the one who killed his son. That was oh my god, the finale was emotional. But I feel like but in my opinion, so the thing about the the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, excuse me, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. If someone asked me if which one do I prefer, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier or WandaVision, I prefer WandaVision because WandaVision, like we fans, we were I was hooked on the first episode. I was like locked in the first episode of WandaVision, and all of us were theorizing about these characters, who this person might be, what this is, what that is, what might happen. The WandaVision kept us thinking, and plus, like I believe, episode 8. Yeah, I think it was episode 8. I think there was like 9 episodes. So episode 8 was like emotional. Like I didn't cry, but my eyes did get to tear up. It was watery. I did get watery eyes in the second to last episode of WandaVision. But yeah, it took me episode 4 of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier to actually get on board to actually hook me onto the show, because the first 3 episodes, the first episode, Falcon's over here, Bucky's over there. The second episode, they finally get together and they're going on this mission. They're getting introduced to these terrorists, the Flag Smashers, and they did have some funny chemistry. And then episode 3 was just terrible in my opinion. It was the weakest episode out of the entire season. Just so much conveniences and coincidence in that 3rd episode. But yeah, I prefer WandaVision, but that's nothing against the show. It definitely has a lot of enjoyable moments and entertaining moments in this one, but I prefer WandaVision, in my opinion. Just But anyway, let me know. But anyway, I've been going on for like over 30 minutes just talking about like uncut, uncut, no edits, just me talking and talking and talking as much as I could, making sure I haven't forgotten about. I mean, yeah, there are some. There are some characters and things that I haven't talked about, but I felt like those are just little minor details. But yeah, if there is anything big that I didn't mention, please put it in the comment section below. But yeah, I think I've talked about. I went on for too much long. So, anyway, if you've seen the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, what have you thought about this? And I cannot wait for Loki. Loki and Black Widow was supposed to come out in May, but Loki has been pushed back 1 month, while Black Widow has been pushed back for 2 months. So, but still, I hope. I'm just crossing my fingers that. I just really wish they stop, pushing it back, because I really want to see these stuff. But I shouldn't be surprised if they did pushed it back. But yeah, can't wait for Loki. Loki is coming out in June, so I will be talking about that show and Black Widow when those two are. We got a lot of Marvel. We got a lot of MCU in the year of 2021. I mean, the Shang-Chi trailer. We got a Shang-Chi trailer. A Captain America 4 is in development. Black Widow and Loki are coming soon. Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, She-Hulk. She-Hulk's, I believe She-Hulk's is in production, or is already shooting right now. So like it's we got a lot of MCU, a lot of Marvel, and I'm so happy as a fan of this huge expanded universe. I love it. So let me know what you thought, and I will see you in my next video. Please comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you soon.